So Cincinnati is not a very huge city, but you have a lot of suburbs surrounding the city, lots of different areas that can make it difficult to navigate if you have never been here before. Although Cincy is continuously landing on the list for the best places to live in America, it's still a good idea for you to probably make an exploratory trip to Cincy to make sure it is the right place for you to live. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to get the most out of your time and help you make a good decision on whether or not Cincy is a good place for you to live. Let's get into it right now. What's up, it's Victor Pham, your Cincinnati realtor. If you're new to this channel, we talk about all things Cincinnati. We talk about all things real estate. So if you want to stay up to date on what it's like to live, work, eat, play, and chill in Cincinnati and the Cincinnati suburbs, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you don't miss anything new. I'm helping people all the time buy and sell real estate in Cincy and the suburbs around Cincy, so feel free to contact me if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in property in the area. I'm sure I can help you too. And remember, when it comes to houses in Cincinnati, you can always call Vic. All right, tip number one is going to be to explore the areas that fit your needs. For example, if you're going to be working in the Mason area and you want to limit your commute time, well, you probably want to look in the areas and neighborhoods around Mason, maybe Lebanon, Deerfield Township, Loveland, and maybe Westchester. This is the best way to not only try to find areas to limit your drive time, but also to really get a good feel of what's around the areas that you'll be living in. What do the houses and neighborhoods look like? What is the culture like? What kind of shopping do you have available near you? Most people like having the convenience of living close to where they work, but also the feel of the area and the environment is important as well. We are in an age where work from home jobs are on the rise, so if that's you, then obviously commute time to work is not really a factor, so you probably want to just explore an area that fits more of the things you want. For example, shopping. I'm a big Kroger guy. I got to be somewhere close to a Kroger. Maybe it's different for you. Maybe it's Costco. Maybe it's Sam's Club. You probably want to explore areas near these places. It's always nice to create some convenience for yourself when it comes to shopping. What do the neighborhoods look like near your favorite stores? What are the areas like near the places that you know you will be on a regular basis? These are really good questions to ask yourself before you make the move. Just a little side note, something that might help you a lot is to go down and check all the videos out that I've done on different suburbs in Cincinnati. That might help you in narrowing down your options and helping you understand what it's like living in different communities in Cincinnati. Tip number two is to go tour the outside of homes in your area of interest. Now, notice I said the outside of homes, not the inside. Any realtor can send you a list of homes for sale for you to go check out, but having someone give you tours of the inside of homes while you're still in the exploration phase, honestly, is a waste of time. The exploration phase is what I like to call the curiosity phase, which is basically you trying to figure out if you could live in a specific area, which honestly you could figure out without a realtor by physically exploring your areas of interest, looking at the houses, looking at the parks, the schools, the shopping areas, and making a determination of whether or not that style fits who you are. Touring the inside of a bunch of homes when you're not 100% sure you're committed to the area is not really an adequate use of your time or the realtor's time. By the time you decide to buy, the homes that you probably like the most will most likely be sold anyway. So touring the inside of homes is way past the curiosity phase down the line when you're ready to talk to a lender and get pre-approved. Remember, you're not just buying a home, you're buying an area and a culture that you're gonna be stuck with for a while. So take your time, don't jump the gun on that one. Tip number three, try a local restaurant. This is a really good way to see the insides of different areas that you're interested in. Some good recommendations if you're anywhere near the Norwood, Hyde Park, or Oakley areas are Seasons 52. Excellent and flavorful menu with some great drinks. Capitol Grill is right next door to it. It's another good option for you, especially if you like a good steak. Redlands Grill is excellent as well. They have a nice menu and a great bar area. If you're on the west side of town, try the Ivory House, which is a very nice upscale spot. Also on the west side is Crown's Kitchen if you like some soul food. If you're in the downtown area, check out Jeff Ruby's, probably the most famous steakhouse in Cincinnati. Prime Steakhouse is another good one. And if you're in the mood for some tacos, you can check out Nada or Canado Tacos downtown as well. If you're more of a clean, healthy eater, you got Rooted Juicery. I love this place. This is an all vegan cafe in Oakley. The Loving Hut in Pleasant Ridge has a full vegan menu as well. There's also Core Life Eatery in Hyde Park, just to name a few. So we're really fortunate here in Cincinnati to have as many food options as we do. In fact, the food scene here just seems to be becoming more diverse, especially with the more vegan and more clean option places that keep popping up. A lot of those I think are from you West Coast people popping up over here, bringing those clean vegan restaurant styles over here. And we thank you for that. We need some clean eating options over here.
A little weight? Does this look like a little weight to you?
But trying a restaurant or two, walking around, having a drink at a restaurant near the area that you want to live is a great way to see the area, see the people in that area, interact with the culture a little bit, and see how comfortable you are in those settings. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm more than happy to give you some recommendations to some restaurants near whatever area you are exploring. I'm a pretty big food connoisseur myself. Tip number 4, try a festival or an annual event. This is a great way to see what Cincinnati is really all about. One of our biggest events here in Cincinnati is the Taste of Cincinnati, where they will have these streets just lined up with tents of different cultural foods from all over the world. German, African, local American places, etc. It's a pretty big deal here in Cincinnati during the summer, draws a huge crowd. Oktoberfest is another big one. That one is more of a German heritage and involves a lot of beer. So beer drinkers might like that one, but these gatherings and festivals really throws you in the middle of what the culture here in Cincinnati is like. And like I said, what better way to experience the city at its core and decide how you feel about the culture is just to throw yourself into one of these events. And again, you can always reach out to me if you're coming during a certain month. I can shoot you some ideas on what's happening during the times that you might be here. I have no problem directing you to some fun events. And tip number 5, visit during your least favorite season. I think this is an excellent way to determine your tolerance level. If you hate summer, which I don't know anyone who does, I mean, who hates summer?
Oh, I don't know why, but I've always loved the idea of summer and sun and all things hot.
But if you do, plan your visit during the peak summer months, which would usually be around July and August. This is usually when it'll be the hottest and the most humid here in Cincinnati. If you hate winter, visit during January and February. This is when you will experience the coldest temperatures and the worst winter conditions. The reason I say this is because if you can tolerate the conditions during your least favorite time of the year, then the rest of the year will be a breeze for you. So it'll help you really make an informed decision on how much tolerance you really have by just throwing yourself right into that environment. If you're like me and you've been in Cincinnati your whole life, then you're just immune to everything because we get it all. You get used to being hot, cold, medium, rain, snow. You're just immune to change. I know most people like to travel when it's nice because they want to make a vacation out of it, but honestly, if you're talking about moving to a completely different part of the country, you should treat it like an investment decision and consider your trip during a not so pleasant time of the year, because if you think about it, it is an investment. You're investing into a whole new life and a whole new environment that you're probably going to be for a while. So I hope that helps if you're planning a trip to Cincinnati, Ohio soon. If you have any buying or selling needs in Cincinnati or any of the suburbs around Cincinnati, feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure I can help you with that. If you're interested in more cool videos on what it's like living in Cincinnati, Ohio, check out these videos right over here. See you in the next video. And remember, when it comes to houses in Cincinnati, you can always call Vic.